Okay. Good evening to all. I hope you all are there with me. Good evening. Yes. Good to see you all today. I hope some of you can turn on their cameras so I have a better view of you all. How are you all doing? So, my name is Palak, and today I'll be taking this session. And our topic for the day, welcome to the ninth day of this art therapy series. And our topic for the day is broken, dealing with loss and grief. Are you all excited about it? Or what are your feelings? How are you feeling today? What do you feel about the topic? It's quite heavy, I feel. Okay, very excited. Okay, good to know. Yeah, okay, okay. Okay, so maybe we can start with a quick mood check-in. And yes, it's very essential topic to delve into. I feel yes, definitely. At some point in our lives, we all experience grief and loss, and it's something that's very important to address. Sometimes we don't do it; we try to run away from it, but definitely it's something that very important. Uh, Okay, so a quick mood check-in. You can maybe, tell me in terms of the weather, how are you feeling today? Like, and any sort of weather you relate to? Okay, sunny. Okay, okay, sunny, summer, yeah. Spring, okay, rainy, all sorts of feelings, yeah, breezy, cloudy, humid, yeah. It's turning hot now soon. It'll be all, all heat and humid. Uh, okay, so moving on, let's start with our topic. And before that, we can do a small activity. So, this is a very quick activity. You have to just think, reflective activity, and you have to answer these three questions. I wonder, I wish, I hope. So go ahead, put in your responses, or maybe just answer to yourself. That's also fine. I wonder, I wish, I hope. You all can take your time. Yes, if you feel like putting in your responses in the chat box, you can do that as well. Or if you want to unmute yourself and say out loud, you can even do that. Okay, I wonder what my future will be like. I wish to be at peace. I hope things get better. Yeah. I wonder about the challenges I'm about to face in life. Yeah. I wish I have the strength to deal with them. And I hope I have a good resolve to them. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Webavi and Autry. I wonder about my challenges and dream. I wish to complete it. I hope for peace. Okay. Thank you, Rukaya. Sana, I wonder how I can be so strong. Okay, I wish I help humanity and bring a positive change. I hope I will achieve all my dreams one day. That's really good. That's such a positive thought that you've put into all of it. I wonder about the mystical ways this universe works. Okay, that's deep. I hope healing and love for the people I care about. I hope I find the courage in my heart to heal and allow myself to be happy again. Okay, Ronak. Okay, yes, definitely you will. Hmm. Okay, you all can put in your responses while I delve into the topic. Okay, so anyone would like to comment upon it, what they feel about loss and grief, what loss and grief is, anything? How do you experience it, or have you ever experienced it in your life? Yes, Kosha, you can go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
So, ma'am, in my experience, 2 years back, my grandfather expired.
Yeah.
So,
Can you be a
what?
little louder?
Yeah. So, 2 years back, my grandfather expired, and that was a time where I experienced grief.
Mm,
So, like, होता है ना that naturally when you are attached to someone
mm,
and that person is death is dead and like I had acceptance factor in me that yeah he's no more,
yeah.
but emotionally I almost cried for 2 days continuously in order to uh,
Mm,
channelize that emotion.
right.
And after 2 days,
Mm,
uh, after that the intensity of that feeling it declined.
mm,
But it took me 2 days to come out of that
mm.
sadness.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's true actually, Kosha. I mean, I'm really sorry for your loss, but um, grief is like you explained that you took at least 2 days to come into that acceptance of it, and you gave yourself that time to acknowledge that pain that you were going through, and of course we cannot put a label to it, or maybe a timeline to it, that when will the grief get over. It's different for each one of us, and still we are, some way or the other emotionally attached to that person or thing, whatever it is. So yes, it's very very natural process, and it takes time to heal. Yes, Audrey.
Hi, good evening, everyone. So, yeah, so I think for grief and loss are very synonymous for me, and I think it has to do a lot with and not just losing people in our lives, but losing things and maybe losing people's love or something of that, something which was very dear to us, right? And
Yeah.
I also think we have narrowed down griefs and we have associated grief with the feeling of sadness, but I think it's much more than that. We have anger, we have denial, like Elizabeth Kubler said
Yeah.
talks about grief, right? So I think grief can be felt in a lot of emotions,
Mm.
and I don't think so. We should just narrow it down to just it
Sad.
being sadness,
Yeah.
right? Thank you so much.
Yeah, yeah, that's very true. We can experience loss and grief in a variety of ways, and it can be over anything. It's not just that we experience it over the death of a person, or it can be through a loss of relationship, or our job, or our health, or our possessions, or just the way we were earlier and we just lost that person. We sometimes have that feeling, that that emptiness. And like Audrey said, that yes, of course there are a range of emotions that come with that loss and grief. There is guilt, there is anger, there is many many emotions that we can attach to it. So yes, that's true. And feelings of loss and grief um, can occur after losing someone or something like we care about. And when we lose something or someone, it is very important. that was very important to us, it takes time to adjust and to learn to live our life without that person, thing, or way. So it's important that we give that whole cycle, whole process. It's a process. It's a very natural and universal process, and it's in a way also unique to everyone. So, and loss and grief is a normal part of life that everyone experiences at some point, and how we experience loss and grief depends on a range of factors, including who or what we have lost. It could be our personality, our past history, our upbringing, our cultural heritage, our spiritual beliefs, our circumstances, or our social network. So these are some factors, range of factors uh, in which we experience grief. And like Audrey mentioned briefly about Kubler-Ross, so they had given this 5 stages of grief that we go through, and so these stages, yeah. So first stage of grief is denial. Uh, we have the sense that okay, this can't be happening to me. We deny the fact that that thing actually happened at all. So we have that, and okay, and then after that, the second stage is the anger. Once the denial is gone, we have this feeling that, why is this happening to me, and who is to be blamed, who did this, or maybe, that anger is there in us. Then we sort of, try to, when that anger settles down, then we sort of tries to, we are coming into that acceptance slowly, but still there is a part of denial in us, and we start to bargain. And if this, we just want to forget it at all, and we tell ourselves that okay, make this not happen, and in return I will do this, I will do that, bring that person back, or bring that feeling back, or whatever you've lost. Then comes the depression stage. I'm too sad to do anything. So after the bargaining, when you've slowly sunken into that, you've slowly started to experience that, that person is no more, you slowly start to sink into a sort of sadness. I'm too sad to do anything. So that's the feeling that you get. And then after that, finally, when you have gone through all this, the stage of acceptance comes, and you make peace with whatever happened. So, but if we are, experiencing any of these emotions, it's important to know that it's natural and it will take time to heal. And however, not everyone who grieves goes through all these stages, and it's okay. Sometimes people skip over some stages and grieve in their own ways. So it's not important that they are grieving stage by stage. So, contrary to the popular belief that you do not have to go through each stage, uh, you don't have to go through each stage in order to heal. In fact, some people resolve their grief without going through any of these stages. And if we go through any of these stages, we probably won't experience them in a very, neat or sequential manner. So we don't have to worry about what should be the feeling or which stage we are supposed to be in. So yeah, that was about the stages of grief. And like a quote here I've mentioned, that grief isn't something that we get over, it's something that we go through. And one question that we always, ask that, okay, how to cope with it? I want this feeling to go away. And so here I've mentioned a few ways in which we can, sort of cope with it. Um, for first and foremost thing is that we need to accept the feelings and express them. And we can try to keep up our routine. We can reach out for support. We can consider counseling sometimes when it's too difficult to deal with it. We should allow ourselves time to mourn. we should prioritize eating and sleeping, because sometimes our lives are disrupted, and daily functioning gets disrupted. So but we have to remember that our health is important, and we should prioritize eating and sleeping. Talk about the loss with someone you trust. Talking about it definitely helps, because you are vocalizing it, whatever you're feeling inside, you are trying to talk it out. You are trying to uh, come into the acceptance of it, that, this has happened with you. And when you talk more about it, because I've seen, like, so when my grandma lost our grandfather, so she used to talk about it so much. And I feel that, over the years, it was very difficult for her to deal with it at first. But over the years, when she kept on talking about it, now she's come to acceptance of it. And it took a lot of time, definitely, but it does resolve. Avoid substance use to numb yourself, because it's important that we feel those feelings. Otherwise, it can get difficult later. So we can even write and reflect in our journal. um, and we should be patient with ourselves and taking time to mourn. Remember that life is for the living. So there were some ways that you could deal with it. Also, it's often misunderstood, like, how you're coping. It's misunderstood as moving on. It's not that. Coping is not similar to moving on. Coping is our ability to function in day to day life and find joy amidst our grief. And it does not mean that you're okay the with whatever has happened. It means that you're learning to cope with that significant loss. And it's a part of the grieving process, not a sign you are over it, like when you're coping, but a sign grief is a part of your daily life. Coping shouldn't make you feel bad. Sometimes we have this feeling, okay, so I'm sort of feeling okay, it's okay, but it with it a feeling of guilt also comes, and we are like, okay, maybe it shouldn't be okay. So we don't have to feel bad about it if we are coping with it. You are allowed to cope. You are allowed to find ways to cope up with your grief. And earlier, like we mentioned, that grief doesn't have a timeline. So you don't have to feel you have to get over it. Uh, so Yet, all grievers do feel at some point that they were expected to move on, but when and why? So, we often feel that, yes, that person who is grieving, they should be expected to move on. They were allowed to grieve at the hospital or the funeral or even the days that followed. Um, but when was that day when your grief was no longer accepted? And it's unfair that after a couple of months or even 1 year, people think you've moved on. It's unfair because grief doesn't have a timeline. Grief changes with time. Grief does not always look like the initial loss. You might even be grieving after a year, but in a different way. You'll, but you'll still feel it. Maybe in waves, it might come and go. That's normal. It's normal to miss our loved ones, and it's normal to grieve. It's normal to remember, and it's normal to mourn. Grief doesn't have an end date. We just have to cope with the loss throughout our lives. Coming on to our activity. So I hope you all are ready with the materials that were asked. Um, yeah. I have some responses that I'd like to read. Okay. It teaches us how to reconnect with the inner soul within again, where no loss or grief, but inner love, immortality. Okay. I miss. Okay. Shweta, what did you miss? I'm sorry, I missed your message. Okay. So I don't know if you've heard of this concept of kintsukuroi. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but it's a Japanese concept of mending the broken objects. Um, and when the Japanese mend broken objects, they aggrandize the damage by filling the cracks with gold, sort of trying to make it beautiful. They believe that when something suffered damage and has a history, it becomes more beautiful. So that's the concept behind this. That's the story behind it. I have you all heard about it? Yes. Yeah. It's a beautiful concept. So our activity for the day is in lines with this um, concept. I hope you all are ready with your materials. Yeah, any broken item, um, air dry clay, fevicryl, acrylic colors, varnish, clear nail polish, anything. Okay. Okay, so I'll quickly explain. Any questions? Any questions you have before we begin? Before I explain the activity, anything that you would like to share? Anyone? You're free to do that. Okay, Aarti, you do not have the materials for today's activity. Okay. What you can do is maybe listen to the activity, and whenever you get hold of the items, maybe you can do it then. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So what we are going to do today is we're going to use these broken items, and we are going to turn it into a piece of art that we can keep, or that has personal meaning to it, maybe, or maybe we can, gift it to someone. So how we are doing that? We are doing it through mending it. So any broken item that's been discarded, you can you have to turn it into a piece of art which you can keep for yourself, maybe gift it to someone, or maybe it has some personal meaning to it. And you can mend it whatever way you want. And uh, like we talked about the Japanese concept, you can put a sort of a golden touch to it. If you have any golden acrylic color, or maybe some anything golden, you can maybe put it. And if not, then maybe you can do it with whatever color you want. It's completely your choice. Then after doing it, you have to give it. I hope till here and clear. uh, Ma'am, if we don't have clay, can we use paper? Or yes, of course, yes, you can do that. I hope I'm clear till here that you have to how you have to turn it. You have to mend it and turn it into a piece of art. Just a quick, yeah. Okay. Yeah, after you've created that item, you have to give it a title, or maybe a certain feeling to it. You can attach some feelings into that inanimate object, and tell me that how you feel about it, about mending it. That item which was broken, now you've turned it into something beautiful. So how do you feel about it? I'll give you time. You have the time for around 15 to 20 minutes. So you all can start. You all can start making just a yes or a thumbs up that you all are on it. Then we'll have a small discussion about it, maybe. Okay, thank you. We have 44 people here, and I've got just one thumbs up. I hope you all are doing it. Just enjoy the process. Just whatever you can turn it into. Okay, okay, Sagita. So I'm here. Um, I'll give you time till around 8:50 or 8:40. No, 40 will be less. So I'll be back. You can, when you're done, you can probably put yes that you're done, or maybe just put done. Okay, Bhavita. Yes, you can. You don't have to repair it or make it like it was before. You can definitely turn it into something else, which is beautiful. Yes, Kosha?
Ma'am, could you repeat the activity in very short, like?
Yeah, yeah. So the activity is that whatever material you have, anything that was broken or discarded that you've taken, you just have to turn it into a piece of art, which you can
Okay,
probably gift to someone or keep it with yourself through mending it. You have to mend it whichever way you can. You can turn it into something else also. And you have to sort of put a golden touch to it. Um,
okay,
and if golden touch is not possible, then you can, use any other color that you want. And you have to give a small title or maybe, some certain feeling to it. I hope.
okay. So, is it more of like best out of waste,
Yeah,
like
you can say that. Yeah, but it's like, you are just, it was something that was broken and now you're trying to mend it.
mend? Okay,
Yeah.
okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Kamal, I'm not sure of the recording part. I'll check with the team and then I'll let you know. Okay. I can understand that it's a time-taking activity and it requires a lot of patience as well. But we are running out of time, so I'll just briefly describe or maybe, tell you all the idea behind this activity. So the idea behind it is simply, that once the things are broken, we have the tools and faculties to mend it. And of course, there may be a scar. A scar will still be there, but it still makes us an individual again with other traits or other characteristics. It can be our whole new personality. So we always, trying to learn something from it. We're trying to mend it, and we're trying to cope with it. So this is the idea behind the activity that we did today. Um, Now I'd like you all to share your experience or maybe show it on the camera that what you drew and what title you gave it. So even if it is half complete, it's fine. Maybe you can tell us what you were trying to do with it. So anyone would like to volunteer? Yes, Rukaya. Uh, Someone raise. Okay. Yeah, I can see you. Can you unmute yourself as well? It looks beautiful.
Ma'am, I've made a
Uh, okay, someone muted her. I'm not sure. Can you unmute yourself again? Yes.
yes, yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. What was it?
I've named it the Circle of Life,
Okay.
and I have given it some textures and cracks to show that not everybody is perfect.
Perfect. Yeah.
So yeah, this is the thing.
It looks beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Look nice. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Yes. Mariam, you've given Reborn, the title Reborn to it. Okay. Uh, Still, would you like to show what you have made out of it? Yes, Kosha, you can also go ahead.
Ma'am, actually, I have a doubt which I wish to ask.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, this activity is also applicable for people who have experienced a breakup and a divorce,
Yeah, of course, of course. Like we
any form of
already,
grief and loss.
yes, any kind of, any form of loss that you've gone through, it's relevant to that as well.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Uh, were you able to finish the activity, Kosha?
Ma'am, actually, I'm outside, so I'm not at home. So, as a result of which, I was just attending. I was learning. So, I would do the activity and post it on the group.
Oh, yeah, sure, sure. Looking
Yeah.
forward. Okay. Yes, anyone else would like to share the title or would like to show their piece? Come on, guys, I need more volunteers. Even if it is half complete, it's fine. Okay, so I'm not. Yeah, okay. I can see Urvashi.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I
Um,
can see. Okay, I can see more. Yes, what have you named it? What title have you given it, Urvashi?
ma'am, a bottle half full.
Oh, okay. Sounds great. Okay, and what did you use to make it?
Ma'am, it was a nail polish bottle which was empty, and I painted it red. And as you asked to paint it golden as well, so I've painted a little bit of golden as well. And there was a pom pom, so I just put it above it, so it's looking like a vase and a flower above it.
Okay. Urvashi, how do you feel about making this thing, and how
Ma'am,
do
it
you
was
enjoy?
really relaxing. It
Okay.
felt really great. I never thought I could make something out of these things which were lying around.
Yeah.
It was really great.
Yeah, and it looks great as well. With a
Thank you,
cute
ma'am.
little pom-pom on top. It's really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's small.
Yeah, okay, Sagrika, I can see yours as well. Oh, this looks really beautiful. You use clay?
Yeah, this is a broken cup, a half piece
Okay.
of
Yeah,
that cup.
yeah,
So, so I just use this half piece and I put flowers with clay on it.
yeah.
So I'm going to color it golden and red.
Right. Okay.
So I give a title of Flowers Will Bloom Again.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Sounds beautiful. And did you enjoy it? Anything that you'd like to
Very
share?
much, very much, very
Okay.
much, very relaxing.
Yeah.
While working, I love working with clay and colors.
Okay.
So, but it's really very good. Like working for something, I know I have to finish it up fast.
Yeah. It looks beautiful.
Just still drying. So this can be used as something, put some
Yeah.
bits of clips or some chocolates.
Yeah. So you're gonna keep it for yourself, or are you gonna?
Yeah, I will gift it to someone.
Okay. That's great. Okay. Looks
I'll
really
finish it
beautiful.
up, color
Once
it, and then post it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely.
Okay.
I'm sure it will look wonderful.
Okay. Thank you, dear.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very
Thank
much.
you. Yes, Mariam, your camera was on a while ago. I was coming to you. What did you make? Mariam, are you there? Yeah.
Hello,
Okay.
ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm still working actually,
Okay.
but I love it a lot.
Okay. What
I'm
have you
I'm
used
trying.
the materials, and what are you trying to make out of it?
I don't know its name in English, but I'm trying to make like a plate.
I'm sorry. What is
My
it?
English is not very well.
Um, I couldn't get you.
I'm trying to make like a bowl.
Okay, a bowl. Okay, okay. Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Okay, you're still
Thank
working on it. And once you're done, I hope you will post it and we all can have a look at it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Please continue. Okay. Yes, anyone else? They're beautiful pieces. And it's such a good and relaxing feeling to mend something like that. And like one of us shared that it's uh, making something out of something that was just lying. We didn't even could think that we can mend it like that. So it's a very nice feeling. Yes, anyone else would like to share? We've almost come to the end of it. I'm really looking forward to see all your art pieces. Uh, Once you are done, you can post it. You can tag us on our Instagram page as well. And it was, I hope the session was engaging, and I hope you all enjoyed this journey. Oh, it reminds me of my inner journey. That's beautiful. Thank you, Mariam. Okay, so we can, I think, end the session for today. Our last session will be tomorrow that ma'am herself will be taking. And yes, thank you. You can post your feedbacks. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night. Sleep well. And see you all tomorrow. Thank you.